Alright, let's talk hero areas. Very exciting new content. I am going to explain everything that you need to know about hero areas from top to bottom. The first thing to know is there is going to be one hero area zone per continent. In order to get access to these zones, you need to first complete the area quest. It's called World of Fissures, located in the Castellon area exploration. For every continent, there is one quest. They're very easy. You just need to run around and talk to people, and then you will unlock that continent's hero area. And this is definitely content that you want to get access to and start doing every week because there's some very nice rewards from the hero area. In the hero area, for each of the different continents, there's going to be 3 new weekly quests. Killing 30 units within the hero area gets you 80,000 gold, 6,000 magical rune pieces, and 25 engraved stone pieces. Killing all of the different field bosses within that area gets you 100,000 gold, and then killing the elite field boss gets you 25 more engraved stone pieces. So what do you do with all of these magic rune pieces and engraved stone pieces? Well, you go to alchemy level 5 and you can start to see that you can get guaranteed crafting of legendary runes. You can choose to craft the hero runes, but I'm going to focus on the legendary. You have the option of crafting a rune that does not have a specific rune set, so will based on random chance give you a different rune set, or you can craft a specific rune set. In order to craft a random rune set, you have to get these magical rune pieces that drop from all of the different units within the hero area, including the normal units. So you can farm this endlessly AFK, you can farm these magical rune pieces, and you can craft a limited number of these. There's no cap to how many runes you can craft with just magical rune pieces. If you want to craft a specific rune set, you have to pay attention to which of the engraved stones that you need. For example, on energy, you need a dark engraved stone and you also need water engraved stone. When you go to the hero area menu, you can start to see where you can access those engraved stones. For example, in Rudalin, you can get the dark engraved stone. In Tesca, you will get the fire engraved stone. So if you match up the rune set you're trying to craft with the different hero area, you can start to identify which hero area you're going to need to farm in order to craft that specific rune set. Or you can alternatively just farm any hero area for magical rune pieces and get random rune sets. In addition to these rune crafting pieces, you're also going to get tough leather and altered leather for a very special outfit crafting. This is a new outfit that's just been released, and it's one of the best outfits to craft out of all of them that currently exist in North America right now, and that is called the Blue Flame set. The Blue Flame set requires these tough leather and altered leather pieces that you're going to farm from the hero area, and it increases the damage dealt by the summoner and your monsters in both arena and battlefield by 5%. It also increases recovery received by 10%. This is by far the best bonus for any of the outfits that you can possibly craft, and is going to really change the amount of damage output you have and the amount of healing you gain in PvP arenas. So everybody should be farming for this outfit if you take PvP seriously. Now you all know the reasons why you should farm hero areas, whether you care about PvP or PvE or you just need some more currency. Hero areas are a great place to start farming. So let's talk about what to expect when you enter. The most important thing to know is for each of the different hero areas within the continents, there's going to be one attribute that gets a significant buff. For example, in Florence, you're going to increase 200% damage dealt and decrease damage taken by 35% if you're using wind units or wind weapons. For Ruka, you're going to need dark. For Aya, you're going to need fire. So make sure that you bring in a elemental advantage because this buff is incredibly important. Now, I will say, when you are entering these different hero areas, I would recommend bringing 2 support units, one healer and one shield, because these units hit very hard. And so you can see over here, I am currently in the hero area where wind gets the buff on damage done and reduces damage taken, but I have 2 water units to heal and sustain my team. That is perfectly fine because the Lupinus over here, the melee unit, is going to be tanking all the hits. She's the one dealing all of the damage, and so she is going to benefit from the buff the most. And I am going to need 2 other sustain units in order to keep her and my summoner alive. I do recommend that everybody start out until you can get very comfortable with the strength of these units. You bring in 1 elemental advantage DPS. So look, depending on the continent, bring in a DPS unit that is the attribute that is going to get this area effect buff. And then for your 2 sustain units, you can bring in whatever element that you need as long as they're not having any issues surviving the fight. So you're going to encounter 3 different types or classifications of units within the hero area. Right now, these are just the normal units that I'm fighting. The normal units have a chance of dropping gold and have a chance of dropping the magical rune pieces that you can use to craft guaranteed legendary runes. And so the normal field monsters are definitely still important for you to continue farming, and especially because they're easy to find and you can AFK farm them. The second classification of monsters you can find in the hero area are going to be the field bosses. Each of the hero areas are going to have their specific field bosses. If you go to the boss tab, you can start to look at the different stats and skills of the field bosses that will spawn in each of the hero areas. I do recommend taking a look at the skills if you have trouble defeating the field boss because they can be fairly tough. In order to find the field boss, you want to go to your map and look for the purple check mark. That will be where the field boss will spawn, but it doesn't guarantee that a field boss will have spawned in that area. The spawn rates are going to be random, so going to the purple checkmark just takes you to the location that they will spawn at. If you go to the purple checkmark and you don't find a field boss, you may want to farm that area for a little bit, see if they do spawn, or you may want to change the channel your map is on to see if they spawned in a different channel. Once you find the field boss, I do recommend that you party up with someone, your guildies, friends, or teammates, because they are fairly tanky and do a lot of damage, and so they are very hard to solo. These field bosses have a chance of dropping a guaranteed legendary rune or the crafting material that you will need for your outfits. The drop rates for the runes are going to be RNG based, so it doesn't happen every time, but in my experience, it happens at least for one of the party members every single time that I've defeated one. The third classification of monsters you'll find in the hero area are going to be your elite field bosses. There's going to be one elite field boss per continent, and they're going to be the hardest to track down, find, and also defeat because they only appear twice a week, and it's going to be random based on the time and location that they appear. This is not going to be something that you can solo with just your party or even maybe your guild, so stay on the lookout in world chat or guild chat for when one of these elite field bosses spawn, because the entire server is going to need to rally together in order to defeat these elite field bosses. And once you defeat the elite field boss, you can complete your third weekly quest for that continent, and you can continue on to the next hero area zone. So now you know everything that you need to know about hero areas. You're going to obtain currency, crafting material for legendary runes, and crafting material for a very nice PvP outfit. You also now have a new option to AFK farm the hero areas rather than the other open world, because you get chances of obtaining magical rune pieces that can also allow you to craft guaranteed legendary runes. So overall, great new exciting new content. Everybody should get access to it. Start figuring out where your different team compositions are to achieve the elemental advantage in each of the hero area zones and start completing all of your weekly quests. Good luck, everybody.